Photo by Stefan Valentin via Unsplash. It feels to be a week filled with the desire for lots of movement, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Be open to the flow of that, seeing how it informs and inspires you. Yet, also be aware of the expectations you have related to your desires, what you want them to yield and where you want them to take you. To further illustrate, here's a simple/practical example, that of baking a cake. Let's say as the week begins I find myself with a strong, maybe even obsessive, desire to bake a cake. And yet, the unfolding week's events, both expected and unexpected, preclude my ability to do so. As it turns out, I realize that I don't truly have the time, resources, and/or energy for my baking endeavor. If I held too tightly to the outcome of my desire, that in short order, I would have had a cake that I baked myself. I may find myself frustrated and/or angry. I may even experience being steeped in a thrall of deeply stirring emotions, even those not possibly commensurate with baking. For example, my not being able to fulfill the aim of my longing may unearth deeply buried feelings, such as shame, guilt, remorse, or regret, that I felt in the past as an out. And so, while I was inspired by the desire to create something sweet, what unfolded because of my outcome attachment was anything but sweet. Better would be to allow my desires to rise to the surface, while also being careful to not be too hooked to a specific time frame, or the way they should manifest. Perhaps instead, I read recipes and gather ingredients for doing it another time and/or I treat myself to a slice of gâteau at my favorite French pastry shop. This would allow me to still have a relationship with what I want without pushing myself, would be without reward. So, even if I end up not getting to bake my own cake, my desire for sweetness and delight may be fulfilled another way. If we orient from this approach, we may be able to more clearly give voice to our passions, motivations, libido, and/or erotic impulses with less risk that in doing so we would be tapping into the stress and disquietude that can arise should our urges and willpower expression feel obstructed. I share this as it feels like one strong potentiality of the melange of this week's astrology. We've got a tense square between communicative Mercury and from the depths Pluto, after which Mercury then moves into deep probing and desirous Scorpio. It's also the week of the Scorpio new moon solar eclipse, which may have us feeling volcanically vulnerable while also sensing we are at the edge of deep transformation. I've written an article on the eclipse that includes journaling prompts, self-care strategies, moon mapping insight, and more, that you can find here. Additionally, with Jupiter re/entering Pisces until December 19th, we may find ourselves with a greater sensitivity to our dreams, which gives us both the inspiration to make them real and an enhanced disillusionment if that is not readily possible. Also, on Sunday, Warrior Mars begins its retrograde cycle. It does its apparent backward slide until January 12th. When Mars is retrograde, we have the opportunity to discover new strategies that will help us meet our aims. As it will be doing so in the mutable air sign of Gemini, part of our learning may arise through connecting, and/or reconnecting, to information resources, communication methods, and messaging platforms that better allow us to expand our understanding and share what we know, helping ourselves and others. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.